Okay guys, welcome back to Luke 5. This time 27 through 32. Short section. Got a little bit to say about it, so pause, read, and then we'll break it down. Okay, so Jesus is traveling. So in this section it's important to remember that Luke is compressing these events. So it's not like these events are all happening on the same day or like right after each other. There could be healthy chunks of time in between each of them. Okay, so after this, Jesus goes out and he meets this tax collector. Tax collectors were Jewish guys working for the Roman government collecting tolls. So basically what you would do is you would pay up front and you would pay all this money to the Roman government, and then you would have the right to collect the tolls and earn your money back. In order to make a profit or make money, you'd have to charge high amounts on the tolls. And then above that, sometimes these toll collectors would rip people off and they would extort money and they would just cheat and steal and lie, right? A la Zacchaeus, coming up later. So Levi, this guy he meets, he's just a kind of a low-level guy. He runs this little toll booth outside of town along the road. And Jesus is walking by and he sees him and he says, "Follow me." And it says, Levi, verse 28, got up, left everything, and followed Jesus. Why would Levi do that? Why would Levi give up his job? He's paid the money up front, so he's losing not only future income, but he's losing all the money he's paid up front. To abandon a toll booth, not like Peter, he abandoned his fishing, but to abandon your fishing, you can always go back to that. But Levi's never going back to this job, because once he abandons his toll booth, the government's going to find out and they're not going to let him back. So why would this guy do this? Because Jesus is offering him the chance to be a part of something bigger. Jesus is saying to him, be a part of my community. Levi is a social outcast. He's American Al-Qaeda, right? He's the IRS guy. So everybody hates him. Everybody's like, "What are you doing? You're a Jew working for the government, for the Roman government. That's messed up, man." And so Levi's like, "Man, this stinks. Nobody likes me. I don't have any friends except other tax collectors. And every time we get together, nobody comes to our parties." So Jesus saying, "Look, I came for you. I came for the poor. I came for the prisoner. I came for the blind and the oppressed." And Levi fits all of those categories in one way or the other. He is spiritually poor, spiritually blind, spiritually oppressed. Levi, verse 29, it says, "Then Levi," so again, not right away necessarily, maybe a few days later, Levi has this big party. He invites Jesus. And Jesus is there with all these tax collectors. This is brilliant. So Levi's like, "Man, I want all my friends to meet Jesus and get to know him." So he throws a party and he has a meal. Wow, what a great idea. Let's have a meal and invite everybody. And at the meal, they can meet Jesus. And maybe we could even invite unsaved people to the meal. I'm just saying. So, who shows up? Party poopers, Pharisees. And they show up and they're like, "Jesus, what are you doing? Why are you hanging out with these sinners?" Honor challenge. So Jesus is being challenged again. You'd think these guys would learn by now because Jesus keeps winning these. But Jesus says, "Look," and he throws out this kind of another proverb or quote. He says in verse 31, "It's not the healthy who need a doctor, it's the sick." And you know Luke loved that quote because he's a doctor. "I haven't come to call the righteous, but sinners." And you can just sense the sarcasm in Jesus' tone. He's talking to the Pharisees. "Oh, I'm not here for the righteous people like you. I'm here for these sinners." Little by little, Jesus is going to show the Pharisees that they too are sinners. Jump up to Luke 18 and read that parable where Jesus puts the Pharisee next to the tax collector and they're praying. And the Pharisee's like, "Oh God, thank you that I'm not like this tax collector." And the tax collector's like, "God, forgive me. I'm a filthy, stinking sinner. I need your grace. And Jesus is going to gradually show them, you're just as big of a sinner as this tax collector. But for now, it's not the healthy who need a doctor, it's the sick. They're both sick. The tax collectors are sick, the Pharisees are sick, they're all poor, they're all spiritually poor. Guys, the world needs a doctor. The world needs a spiritual doctor, and Jesus is the only one who can meet that. Jesus is the only one who can do that. Only the gospel can heal what's going on inside of you. The law can't, a moral code can't, doing a bunch of stuff can't. Only the gospel can fix what's broken inside of you. What are you doing to introduce people to the doctor? And what are you doing? Let's just be honest, because we're still pretty sick ourselves. What are you doing to get in touch with Christ's gospel message that says, look, you're filthy, you're wicked, but you're loved? Those 2 points by themselves are gonna heal what's broken inside of you. I wish we could talk all day about that. We can't. We got one more little section to do in Luke 5. I'll see you next time. Thanks.